Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, you've been divinely guided by Holy Spirit to obtain a little piece of the puzzle. You typically have a piece over here and a piece over here, and I am typically the connecting dot. I connect the pieces. So, welcome to the channel if you're new. So, welcome. Um, y'all, three more today. I'm tired. Can y'all talk to the Lord for me? Because I am. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this. So, all three of these connect, and I may actually put them all together as a group of pieces of the puzzle. And the Holy Spirit started speaking to me. This was like 9 o'clock this morning in reference to this, like between 9 and 11. In reference to all three of these, I was like fasting at that time, and I'm done fasting right now. But he started talking to me, which has only made me more fearful of fasting too now, right now. So let's get into this. So I heard him say, so there's three videos, I think, twin confusion, inverted justice, and then another one too. I forget the other one. I'll look at that one because I have my notes all over the place right now. So let's get into it. So he said inverted justice. Okay, so I did write the time. And I'm looking at this. Okay, yeah, I remember this. So he said inverted justice, daughter. Inverted justice. But justice will prevail. And I'm like, Lord, what do you mean? Okay, so um and he said, he repeated it again. He always does that with me. He repeated, he's like, inverted justice. And I was like, okay. And he started talking to me about what that means and how this is tying in. These words are like more than interlocking puzzle pieces. So twin confusion also goes into inverted justice, but it also goes into the mimicking and and when he said explain what the mimicking is, daughter. So the mimicking where the enemy is moving to mimic the movement of God. So that's on this particular, and there's also the mimicking where he's mimicking energy and stuff like that. But this in particular in this video, he's talking about the mimicking of the movement of God. So if God is about to go left and the enemy sees it because he was a created being from heaven, he's going to try to put something as smoke and mirrors to look as close to it, to compare to God, basically. So I need to make that very clear in this because the words that the other prophets are giving you are correct. This is not in clash of it, but y'all know that the eyesight or perspective, if y'all been here on the channel long enough, that God gives me is slightly different or unusual. I come from a different angle most of the time, like Micah, where everybody else is saying that, but I'm giving you the other perspective. So it's kind of like a way he's showing it to me as a diamond and seeing the facets from all sides. Okay, um, so he said inverted justice. And I was like, and then he said also seed apprehension as well to, okay, it says seed apprehension as well. And I was like, Lord, what? And he explained to me and showed me in my vision how the enemy is moving. And I know because I see it happening even now. And okay, you want me to add that in here too, Lord? So what he was talking about is this. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna link him to the screen. I'm just reading my notes, guys. He says it's gonna look like one thing, but not be, and vice versa. And just like I said, I'm not clashing with other prophets, but it's a different perspective so you can understand it. He said this is where the fine nuances, okay, let me put this up here, which is true, which is where the identical twins message comes in. What is it? What was the name of it? Or I forgot already. The the twins message, you'll see, where the identical twins message comes in. He says it's the fine nuances that you got to pay attention to. The fine nuances. Twin confusion. Sorry, I just remember the video name. Where the fine nuances come in. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. And it's going to look like one thing, but not be, and vice versa. This is where Holy Spirit wants you to pay attention, he said, like the twin confusion video. And the way he explained it to me is that because justice is happening in the or justice has happened in the spiritual realm, the enemy is mad, so he's going and raging. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit, true. Narcissistically raging in the earth realm, and to apprehend the seed. And I was like, okay, Lord, I understand it because of the kingdom marriages and stuff, but I need to break it down so that you understand it into bite-sized chunks because this is a whole lot to like comprehend. So, and explain. So he said because justice is happening in or already has happened in the spiritual realm, the enemy is moving in the earth realm. I just want to let you know I'm recording a video. Okay. Yeah. So, everybody's coming. I'm telling them because they didn't know. So, and I was like, okay, Lord, well, what do you mean? So he said, I'm trying to read my notes, guys. Okay. So he said, the enemy is trying to pervert it in the earth realm. And they said seed apprehension. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I kind of knew, and I was seeing signs of it already. And he was highlighting it and saying, pay attention, daughter. But I just wanted to, get clarity on it. So he said he's perverting it in the earth realm. So spiritual, because there's spiritual freedom in the heavenly realm, um, but he wants to have them have earthly captivity in the earthly realm. And this is seed recapture. And he wants to make it look like something other than what it is. And I was like, okay, Lord, what are you talking about? So basically the enemy is mad because he lost the battle in the spiritual realm, so he's trying to take control back through the earth realm. So hi, how are you? And I was like, okay, Lord, so understand, and he wants me to break it down this way, that if, and I'm trying to say this to not trigger YouTube's algorithms because we're talking about a man and a woman coming together intimately, but the seed and the seed is needed as well as the other is needed for them to come together in order to produce godly seed and godly children in the earth realm. Okay, so if one is missing, then and captured through legal processes or strategic legal moves or things of that nature, which is also where the injustice video is coming in, pray against injustice in the earth realm, um, then the enemy still has captivity of the bloodline of the man and the woman because they can't produce what God's pattern is for them. Okay, I hope that's clear. I'm going to put it that way so that you understand. And if they can't produce what God's plan and pattern is, then the glory children can't come about. And we bind that by the bloodline because that's happening. And if they can't come about, then they can't fight the enemy. It's basically a preemptive strike, which I already told y'all many times. Only the enemy makes preemptive strikes. God doesn't do that. But it's a preemptive strike on the plan and agenda of God in order to stop these bloodlines. It's like a last ditch attempt to stop the coming together of these couples so that they can't produce the seed that is needed. So excuse me. So pray against that. Intercessors, y'all need to be on the front line. Whoa. I mean, seriously. Yeah. So, and a lot of these things are going to be involving, like, which is okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He's saying, say, daughter, this is why the slander and the lies and the building of the stories is happening and the snowballing of it and creating it so that it can look one way other than what it is and to paint a picture other than what it is. And that's going to go into another video, which is like the brick by brick building of false narratives. So look out for that one. That's tying into this one too, and how the enemy is doing it through the lies, the slander, the smear campaigns, the constant barrage of flying monkeys and different things, trying to paint you in a certain light for this time frame. Though which is falling apart at the seams, but they still are trying to preserve. Oh, I saw that Lord saying is that each brick falls, they're trying to put another one back up. So as each brick falls, they're trying to put another one back up, and when they're doing that, they're trying to build something that is that is credible, that is credible. So this is also where the monitoring ties in because they need to know enough about you to come up with a credible lie. I know that sounds, it's such a weird look. My nose is itching like crazy. It's such a weird dichotomy, but they need to come up with a credible lie, and they need multiple people to come up with a credible lie for you. So that's where it's coming into play. Um, so FYI. But the kivron hati shala yivron mato shala kata yivron mato kala yivron mato shala yena kata khubara ma shala yivron mato hi ra ra to ma la tayyib yala la khamro fi fi khin tahim. So um and this is where the fine nuances of changing the narrative comes in as well. So um and the twin confusion, um, all of these relating. So the changing of the narrative. So, um, oh, I didn't know that. So that's where the twin confusion comes into. All these are so interconnected. So he just said the twin confusion is also the changing of the narrative, and he showed it to me that way. So like it's to confuse the truth for a lie, the lie for truth. He said that's why the enemy comes in like an angel of light to confuse the truth for a lie and the lie for the truth. He said, in everything you do, ask for the spirit of truth to come in. That was so cute. Y'all, puppies and babies, always, and kittens, and all that kind of stuff always run to me. And the little kid was trying to come this way. But that's the changing of the, and it happens all the time. So that's the changing of the narrative and the confusion putting out. And he's saying like smoke and mirrors again. So all of these connect. It's just that who's going to come for what piece of this, and when they're going to come for what piece, and if you're going to have the whole meal or if you need just a portion or whatever. Um, so that is this one. I think that's the end of this one. Where did I get everything? Yeah, so oh, he did say put this in here. So this is probably going to go in the other one too, which is coming with the I don't know if the changing of the narrative is one or two, because there's one that has to do with something else too. But he said so key, and he said leave this here. It's key that right now, um, when the Lord sends you into courtrooms to pray, there's a reason why He's sending you into courtrooms to pray, and He's aligning you to do something for that. More intercessors. I just saw that, Lord. I thank you, Holy Spirit. I just saw angels being dispersed to go into these realms to assist in what's happening. The wind's picking up as I'm speaking it, to assist with what's happening in these realms so that justice can prevail in those areas too. So, y'all see the wind is picking up so that justice can prevail in these areas. And they have been released to make sure that the will of God goes forward in reference to these things. So, because the enemy's going to try to, oh, he's already moving so that y'all are aware, and moving demonic troops in the courts and the cops and the law and all these situations, because of this trying to do the seed recapture. That's what he keeps saying, the seed recapture. So um, hell's worst nightmare is the combination of the kingdom marriage and the glory children happening. So because of that, um, all troops have been sent out. Y'all see the wind stand picked up too, to ensure that hell's worst nightmare doesn't happen. And by the blood of the Lamb, and by the force and the fire, by the will of God, and by the word that is spoken that shall not fail, and by the word that stands forever on heaven and earth, it shall come to pass. So that is it. So that's it for this video, guys. So I will see you in the next video. I don't know if I have another one today or not. So, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.